All right, y'all. Today's kind of a special podcast for me today. There's some things that I really want to talk about. Today is July 3rd, which has significant meaning to me. Um, as you know, I'm Ogre on the mic. Usually I have my boy Cruz here with me, but today I just kind of wanted to talk at everybody. Um, Today is the 21st anniversary of my brother passing away. For you that know me, they you know that my brother committed suicide on July 3rd, 2004, um, leaving his wife and three children behind. It was a really crappy day for me. Um, and it has a lot to do with the fact that just like nowadays, people without education, people that are like blue collar workers like me, like he was, like a lot of my friends, we deal with a lot of stress in our lives, whether it's trying to maintain a job, trying to maintain our household, make our rent, pay our bills, all of that. Make sure our children are fed, make sure our wife is taken care of. As men, we put a lot on our shoulders, and we tend not to open up as much as we should. We literally go to work, we come home, we try to put on a happy face, even though sometimes we're dying inside, wishing that like so somehow we could win the lottery, so where we could take care of everything and not worry. But the truth of the matter is we're constant, and it just doesn't affect us blue collar workers. Like there are people out there with degrees and doctorates and stuff that they have major bills and stuff that they have to deal with, and other things that cause stress. So it builds up on us a lot, and we tend not to seek out the help. We're just like, you know what, rub some dirt on it, and we'll get on down the road. Like me, I'm a truck driver, so I don't get a lot of time to do a lot of things. I will say this: I do suffer from depression. Um, One of the reasons why I do this podcast, many of you know, is it is like therapy for me. I get to talk about things I love, like the super community. The super community has helped me tremendously be be able to deal with some of my stress. Working on my car um, helps me deal with some of my stress because I love it. Most of the time, I love it more when my friends are over here and we're having beers and stuff and we're chilling. And that's another thing. A lot of us that deal with stress, we turn to different things to cope with it, whether it be drugs, alcohol, um, you know, just pretty much drugs, alcohol is one of the two most that people do. Um, Smoking pot, you know, makes you feel good for a little bit, but when it wears off, it comes back. Same way with getting drunk. When you're drunk, it's your life of the party, having a great time. But as soon as you sober up, you got to realize, like, well, you know what? It's back to the grind. It's back to what I got to do to make sure that everything is taken care of. All the bills are paid. Your car insurance is due. Your car notes due because everything's on payments now. If you own something outright, it's a miracle. Most of us have at least two to three credit cards, if not like 10, to try and maintain. And then we just gotta we're working just to pay bills. Saving money is a luxury that a lot of us don't really get to. Most of us work paycheck to paycheck, and we don't really get to do what we would love to do. Um, and I'm kind of talking to the men out there because women, I'm not gonna even deny women go through a lot. It's actually statistically that women actually attempt suicide more than men, but men have a more higher mortality rate than women. We tend to be more successful at it. Um, so women deal with the same stuff. I'm not just saying this for men, but I can't really talk for women because I'm not one. I don't identify as one. I'm not one. I'm a pure blue collar working man. I'm Gen X, which means I grew up in a time where you definitely didn't talk about your feelings. You just kind of buried them down deep and you did what you had to do. Um, that doesn't work uh, because it all comes to surface. And it comes to surface in different ways. For me, it didn't come in the type of surface of where I was depressed, I wanted to kill myself or anything like that. Mine came with anger. And a lot of people would see that sometimes when I would get drunk and that temper would come out. And it's not pleasant. It's scary. Um, my temper was extreme. I have done and taken a lot of steps to deal with my anger because I don't like scaring my friends away. To date, right now, I can say I have very few friends in my life that I've known longer than like 10 years. Um, most of my friends that I grew up with, except for a couple of them, um, Dirt, John, you guys, we went to high school and stuff together. Um, but for the most part, most of my friends are from the super community now. Mo, Jim, Izzy, Cruz, Ed Motive, MK3 is life. All you guys, Eddie, a lot of you guys have um, basically took me in. Jared, he's like a brother to me. Like these people are now my family, and because of that, I've been able to kind of step back, talk to them about some of my life and what's going on. A lot of them know what's kind of going on with me and what's been going on with me. Um, and they encourage me to get into counseling and stuff. So I go to counseling every 2 weeks. I see a counselor. It's through this company called Casa de la Familia. It's inexpensive. I can afford it. It's a video conference. I have a very good counselor. She helps me um, kind of vent and talk about things, and she listens and stuff like that. It's really been good for me. It's kind of curved my temper um, and my anxieties and stuff like that. I do encourage everybody that's out there dealing with any kind of stress, any kind of depression, anything, to please go talk to somebody. If you can't talk to your friends and your friends might not know what you're going through, um, or they can't relate, which most of them I guarantee you probably can, um, find yourself a counselor. Find yourself someone to talk to. You know, the last thing I want is to lose another person to suicide. Um, it's not fun. It hurts. Knowing that, seeing everything that I've accomplished in my life, and I have this cool ass Toyota Supra, and I go with all my friends, and knowing my brother was a huge Toyota fan, um, it hurts that he's not here with me to celebrate with it. It sucks. He would have loved all you guys. Um, he probably would have drank all of us under the table. He drank worse than anybody I ever knew, but I knew what he was dealing with. Um, he he had learning disabilities, so he had a hard time in school. When he got out of school, he had a hard time keeping jobs. He had 3 kids and a wife that he had to support. He didn't really talk to anybody. Um, he turned to alcohol, and alcohol made him mean. And if he wasn't angry or yelling at somebody, he was crying, depending on how much he had to drink that day. I remember the last time I was with him, we were paying one of his speeding tickets because he even thought his minivan was fast. Um, and we talked about it. And he was telling me that, one of the hardest things for him was keeping his job. and keeping his family with a roof over their head. And he always said that, like, because when you die, um, Social Security will give your family death benefits. It's not a lot of money. It's about $1,000 a month. But he said that, like, if he was dead, at least they would have that steady income until they were 18, which wasn't really something you want to hear or want to know. Um, and I told him, I said, you know what? I don't care how much money in the world you can get if you were dead. The ability to talk to you and be with you and have you here is worth more than anything in the world and to them. Um, After he passed away, I had the luxury of being able to stay in his kids' lives. Andrew, Vivi, Matthew, their mom, Morena, she pretty much let me kind of help raise them. Viviana was like a daughter to me. We always went and seen the Marvel movies together and Fast and the Furious. Um, Now she's older. She's 25 now and doesn't really need Uncle Josh anymore. And she has her boyfriend, and but she still calls me when she's upset. Uh, she's missing her dad today pretty good. So am I. Um, his oldest son Matthew has two beautiful children now, Ellie and Ollie. He has one daughter and one son. He's married to a beautiful girl named Kimberly. Um, these are milestones that he missed because he decided to end his life early and without notice. You know, he just got into an argument with his wife and decided that was it. Um, his son Andrew, he works at the movie theaters. He's only uh, 22, gonna be 23, and he loves music. Plays in a little band with his buddy. These are things that he missed out on because he decided to end his life early. Um, Things that he's not going to see. The only way he sees them is from heaven, and I do believe that he made it to heaven. I do believe in heaven. I am a born again Christian, um, and I believe in grace, and I believe God knows your heart, whether or not whatever happens or whatever you do. But seeing it from heaven is way different than being able to hold your grandkids, being able to talk to them, to see them. I miss my brother daily. He was a pain in my ass, and we fought all through our whole entire life. We're 4 years apart. Well, 3 years, 10 months. I'm October 4th. He was December 4th. We were both born on the fourth work week. Fourth day of the work week, which was a Thursday. Four was kind of our lucky number, um, which is funny. One of my favorite artists. If anybody could help me get out there and talk to him, Jelly Roll is my favorite artist, which is really funny because Jelly Roll's real name is Jason, which was my brother's name, and Jelly Roll's birthday is December 4th, which was my brother's birthday. So considering he was my favorite artist way before I even knew all that, it just kind of like tripped me out. So if anybody ever could get hold of Jelly Roll, send this to him or something, I'd appreciate it. Um, but what I'm here to talk to you guys about is basically, we are all out there dealing with stuff that we have to, and there are stresses in our lives, and stress doesn't just lead to depression. Depression is one of the biggest things because when we're stressed out and everything, we feel like everything's out of our control, and We have no answer for it, you know, and so we're, but that's not the only thing. Stress also leads to high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke. These are other things that could take you out of this world if you don't go get checked. So seeing a doctor regularly, especially if you're like me at 45 years old and overweight. Um, I'm 330 pounds. I do have high blood pressure. I do need to see a doctor. Um, I have not yet. Don't blame me. I know I preach it, but I have not done it. The problem is I'm a little broke and I'm on workman's comp right now, so my benefits I believe are suspended until I get back to work. So I need to try and go get on Medi-Cal or some sort of benefits so where I could actually see a doctor. But I have been doing what I can to lower my blood pressure. There are organic things you can take. Beetroot is one of them. Garlic is another. Um, CoQ10, you know, things like that. Hibiscus tea, um, Jamaica for if you're Spanish. These are things. I will let you know I did do a little research and stuff, and over 49,000 people die a year from suicide. 49,000. That's way too many. If you know anybody that's suffering from depression, anything, reach out to them. Be there for them. Again, not just that, over 120,000 a year, and this is just U.S. state statistics. This isn't globally. Globally, there's 720,000 people that have died from suicide every year globally. And these are things you can look it up on the internet. That's what I did because I wanted to be informed before I made this video. Over 120,000 people in the U.S. die from some sort of work-related stress, which means heart disease, stroke, heart attack. It's 120,000 people that should be here with us. And believe it or not, it is a mixture between men and women. Men are not primarily the ones that do it. Women go through it just as much as men. So again, like I said, I'm talking to the men out there because we are a tad bit more stubborn when it comes to actually reaching out. I know a couple of my buddies, Jared, he's dealing with some high blood pressure and some stress and stuff like that. But he went to the doctor. He's taking care of it. He's gotten on blood pressure medicine. I'm glad to hear that. He's dealing with his stress and he deals with depression as well. Um, we and sorry, Jared, if that it upsets you that I put that out there, but know that I'm here for you to talk if you ever need to. You reached out one time already, and I was right there. I want to make sure that any one of my friends, anybody needs to talk. I always answer my phone. Unless it says scam likely. If it says scam likely, I'm sending you straight to voicemail. But no, I'm making this video. It's not going to be very long. Maybe 20, 25 minutes. It's just to talk to you guys and let you guys know, like, hey, um, I know I'm not the only one going through all this. Find someone to talk to. Find something to help you. Go see your doctor. You know, you are worth so much. And there are so many people in this world that want you here. For me, it's my super community. I don't have any family left, just my mom and my niece and my nephews. Um, that's it. Everybody else has passed away. My aunts, my uncles. Speaking of such, that's my nephew right there. So I'm gonna let him interrupt real quick. What's up, Matthew?
What up, Uncle Josh? I'm just returning your call. You called me last night, but I was in the trenches.
Well, you're now on my podcast because I'm recording right now.
Okay, well, guess what?
What?
Chicken butt.
um, no, I was thinking about your dad, so I decided to make a podcast and kind of let people know my story and what happened with your dad, so where other people could learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, relating stuff. I feel that. I feel that.
But what I called you about is one, I wanted to check on you because I know today's the anniversary,
Right.
and I had heard Vivi called Grandma crying about your dad.
Oh, man, man. Man, she always used to be really hard. You know, she was daddy's girl.
Yeah, now she's Uncle Josh's girl, but I'll never take his place. And then
Naturally.
the other thing is, did you forget about me? I still need you to crawl underneath my house and check my vents because now I think um, something crawled under the vent in my bedroom and
Oh,
actually clogged it because now my bedroom's not getting as cold anymore.
oh shit. I'm living in it. No, I haven't forgotten Uncle Josh. Low key, I've been in the trenches summertime, so I've been getting about 5 to 6 calls. I haven't been getting home till like 7. And then two guys quit my company, so I've been picking up their slack. So they've been sending me out to LA and like fucking deep Orange County, like Laguna Hills and shit.
Oh, I understand.
So yeah,
The reason why
been
I need you to go under there is there's a mama cat here and she had two kittens
oh fuck.
and one's missing.
On what?
One's missing. I haven't seen the second one in a couple weeks. About
Maybe
the
it's
same
locked in.
time that my vent stopped working in my bedroom.
Oh shit, maybe it's in there.
That's what I'm afraid of. But
Service champion. That over in Altadena, dude, someone found a fucking bear hiding under someone's house.
a bear.
Yeah, a fucking bear, dude.
By the way, everybody, my nephew works for what is it? Uh, AC service. What's the name of your
Yeah,
company?
service champion.
Service Champions. He does um, HVAC. But yeah, let me call you back here in a minute, buddy.
Yeah, Timmy's calling me too. All right,
All
I'll
right,
talk
tell
to
her
you
I
later.
said hi. Love you guys.
I will. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, so that was my nephew. He's gonna come over and fix my AC for me. Um, and I check on him all the time. Um, but back to what I was saying, since we were kind of interrupted by it. You know, we all are going through stuff, and we need to deal with it in our own way and everything. But I really, really highly recommend is the word I'm looking for. Um, if you're going through depression, if you're having some stress at work and stuff, talk to somebody. If you just need to talk to a friend and let stuff out and kind of chill and go have a beer with them, call them. Call your friend up and be like, hey man, shit's not going good right now, and I just kind of need a friend to talk to real quick about it. You know, go meet at Chili's or one of these restaurants and have some dinner and just sit down and talk. I thank my super community. I thank you guys for being there for me all the time. Jared, Cruz, Eddie, Edmodo, all you guys have come over and had beers with me. You guys have been here to help me with my car when, especially like with the electrical problems I'm having now. Um, you guys have always been here, and I thank you for that. It helps. Um, Work sucks right now because I'm not working. I'm on workman's comp. It looks like I damaged some kind of nerve in my left arm, so I can't grip or move it the way I would like to. If I twist it a certain way, it hurts. If I try to lift something heavier than like probably 20 pounds, I can't really lift it that well, or I end up in extreme pain for it. My company is being awesome. They're helping me take care of it. I go to orthopedics on the 16th. Um, Hopefully, I'll be back to work soon after that. But today was just a day that I needed to talk, and everybody's at work. My wife's at work right now. She won't be home till after 5. Same way with Cruz, Jared. That dude's hard to get hold of. Well, he might be a little bit better, but it was cool. This last past weekend was Fuel Fest. I didn't get to attend. I was at Boots in the Park with my wife because happy wife, happy life. And she wanted to see Lee Bryce, so I sacrificed going and seeing my buddies all at Fuel Fest and stuff, uh, so I can make sure she was happy and got to see it. Unfortunately, it was so hot this weekend that we both kind of suffered for a little bit of heat stroke out there. It was just really hot. We drank a lot of water. We didn't even really drink. Like we had one beer, and within like 3 minutes, it was hot. But it was fun. We had a lot of fun. We got to sing some country songs and chill out. And I found out Jared was actually he brought his car Frankie down to Fuel Fest. As soon as I knew that, I hit him up and said, "Hey, let's meet up." So when we were done with Boots in the Park and he was done with Fuel Fest, he came out to Norco and we sat down. We had us a dinner. Well, they kind of had breakfast and we had a sampler at Denny's there in Norco. He drank about 2 cups of coffee, almost three, and after we were done, they took off and drove back up to Utah. Uh, so it was nice seeing him, nice talking to him. We've decided that in light of us, dealing with our depression and our stress and stuff at work and everything like that, that I'm going to try and plan for us and a couple of our other friends and whoever, like you guys want to. We're talking about trying to go to a resort of some sort that has a spa and we talked about a private island, but a private island is like $30,000 to rent. They do have them out in Belize and stuff. So it'd be about $2,000 per person, and we're gonna try and organize something like that. And it's gonna be a complete disconnect, taking our cell phones and locking them in a safe, and no one's allowed to use the cell phone for Instagram, anything like that. At the end of the night, when you're ready for bed, you can call like me. My wife has kids that are under 18. She has a daughter that's 16. Well, gonna be 16 next week. Happy birthday, Audrina. Um, I have a daughter that's 16. She just turned 16. You know, um, happy birthday, Ireland. She's not really. We've just barely gotten to contact, which has been great. Um, I hadn't seen her for a long time. I hadn't been really a part of her life until recently. So I think she was 12, and we're still building a relationship, and I love that. It's it's been great, and she actually might be coming to live with me uh, within the next year or so, and finishing high school out here in California, which is great. I love it. But yeah, we're gonna try and rent us maybe a private island, or we might go on a cruise. We might do something. We're still kind of ironing out the details. Um, I highly suggest you get if you're watching this, you get your friends together with you and do something like that. Just disconnect completely. Get away from the politics bullshit, the work bullshit, everything, and spend some time. with each other and just enjoy each other's company, because life is too short. 1 minute you're here, the next minute you're gone. And it's not just because of everything I talked about. People die every single day from heart attacks, strokes, stuff like that, but also car accidents. I live in California, um, and I will not shy away from the fact that I live in the ghetto, and every night I hear gunshots. And every single day someone is killed by gun violence. It is an epidemic here. So cherish one another. Cherish the time that you have. If you have a brother, Miguel, Victor, you guys live together, you guys get to be together all the time. That's awesome. Cherish one another. Cruz, you have your sister Emily and you have your brother. You cherish one another. Spend that time. It's awesome seeing Cruz bring his little sister out to the car meets and stuff at SoCal. His brother comes to Vegas with us all the time. Cherish that time you have with your family, because you don't know when you're not going to have it anymore. Spend time with your mom and dad. We might not be older. We might be older and not living at home anymore, but go spend some time with them. Go give your mom a hug. Give your dad a hug. You don't know when you're going to lose them. Just recently, one of my best friends, Mo, just lost his older brother to a motorcycle accident. And he's been dealing with that. He's been doing pretty good. Another one of my friends, Jim, just a couple months back, um, lost his dad. You know, I was there at the funeral for that. Like I said, you don't know when you're not going to have those people in your life anymore. You don't know when the last time you're going to get to tell them you love them, or the last time you're going to get to wrap your arms around them and give them a big bear hug. So take the time. If you have the time and you can do it and they're close to you, go do it. Wrap your arms around them and just tell them. I know that when it comes to our siblings, it's hard to give them a hug and tell them that we love them, but sometimes they need to hear it. So I'm going to end this here. Go give your family members, your siblings, your mom, your dad, go give them a big hug. Tell them you love them. You don't know how much time you have left with them. So cherish every single moment. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. And you guys have a great one.